Now let's look at this question on bearing and distance. The question says the bearing of point X and Y from Z are 40 and 300 respectively. Now we want to go to point X and Y, as I said, the bearing. But from where? From Z. So always take note of this word from in bearing. That is where you start from. Now anytime you say from, that is where you start from. Now we say from Z. Now let's say this is our point Z. This is our point Z. That point Z. Now to have four cardinal points. To have the north, this is the north, this is the east, this is the west, and this is the south. So in bearing, we always start measuring our angle from the north in three-figure bearing. Now in this case, from Z now, this is from Z. This is your direction of X and this is your direction of Y, because they say respectively. The first one is for X, while the second one is for Y. Now first, let's draw from the north. Now let's measure like 40 degrees. So 40 degrees, the whole of this one is 90. So 40 will be almost half of it. Just half, almost half. 45 is half, but 40 is almost half. So 40 is this way. That's the direction of your X. And 300 also from the north. Now 300 will go all the way to here is 90 plus 90, 180 plus 90, 270, 270 plus about 30. So from here to here will be like 30. So it's not to have to. So you join it from the point Z. So you join your 30 this way. This is your point Y. So those 2 points, the distance will determine how long the line will be. You see, in bearing, you don't need to be accurate, but you have to be realistic. That's why we said 40 should not be up to half. Just draw anywhere that is not up to half. And here, 30 should not be up to half too. Just draw it straight. And your distance too, whatever distance is, let's say this is our x, and our x is xz is 14. So this will be like 14 kilometer. This is our xz, and our yz, this is our yz. Yz is 11.5 kilometer. So you can see 14 is longer than 11. So in bearing, you make sure that you're realistic. Just extend this line so that you look longer than this. So I will be sure that this is more than this because 14 kilometer is more than 11.5 kilometer. 14 cannot be the same or shorter than this. So this is where our x is and this is where our y is. Now you just have to complete it a triangle always. So join points x and y together. Yeah, so that's our triangle. Now in bearing, anytime you get a triangle, most times you'll be able to get an angle inside of the triangle using the angles that you're given. Now in this case, we're given that here is 40 from the bearing. Now we know that here is 30, so the remaining side inside of this right angle is 60. So the whole of the angle inside of this triangle here is 60 plus 40, and that gives us 100 degrees. So always be able to get at least an angle inside of the triangle using the bearings that you are given, or at times you use alternate angles. But in this case, using those bearing that we are given, we know that the whole of this place is 302 as we are given degree. So with this diagram now, this is how we can illustrate the information on the diagram. Now, after we illustrate the information on the diagram, we are asked to calculate correct to the nearest whole number the value of xy. This is our xy. So we are looking for this distance xy. And sy is a small z because it's facing the angle z. Why this side is a small x because it's facing the angle x. Why this side is a small y because it's facing the angle y. Now, anytime you're given two sides and the included angle must be between those two sides that you are given. So we all know that we use cosine rule. So we are going to be applying cosine rule to look for the small z now. So if you are going to be applying the cosine rule, we'll be using z squared equals to s squared plus y squared minus 2xy cos capital Z. Now, if we use this, we'll be having our z squared we are looking for. Our x is this one, 11.5 square, plus your y is this side, 14 square, minus 2 times x, 11.5, times y, 14, cos Z. Our angle at Z is what? 100 degrees. So now, after this, if you find the square root of 11.5 plus square root of 14, what you'll be getting is 328.25 minus, if you multiply this 2 times this multiplied by cos 100, that one will give you, because of the cos 100, it will change to plus, now give you 55.91. The whole of this one will give you minus. And if you times it with this minus, now you have minus into bracket minus this. That's what you get from the multiplication of all of this. So it will not change to plus. So if you add these two together, you'll be getting 384.16. You add it together then, because of the square, your z now will be square root of 384.16, and your z will give us 19.6 kilometer. So that's how to find z, which is our xy. Therefore, our xy equals to line xy equals to 19.6 kilometers. So we are finding xy now. And another thing we're asked to find the value here is angle zxy. Your angle zxy. That means this angle here. Want to find this angle here now, you are going to be using sine rule, not cosine rule in this case. So the sine rule that you'll be using will be the one that is having x and x because we are looking for the capital X. Then the second one that you will use will be the one that you know the two. You know the two of z, so we use x and z. So if you are using x and z in this case, we'll now be having the sine rule using x all over sine capital S equals to Z all over sine Z. So if we use this one, just substitute all the value. What's our small x here? Small x here is 11.5 all over sine capital S, which we are looking for, equals to. So we have what's our small z? Small z is there, which we just got now, 19.6 all over sine capital Z. What's the capital Z? Capital Z is the angle that is 100. So if we cross multiply now and make sine x a better formula, so we have this times this 19.6 times sine x plus multiply this and this equals to this and this 11.5 times sine 100. So from here, we can divide both sides by 19.6, so that our sine x will be equals to 11.5 times our sine 100 all over 19.6. So from here now, we can now solve this. If you multiply this and this together, you will be getting, and when you divide it by this, you'll now be getting 0.55, I think, 78. 0.5578. So that your x now, your capital X, will now be equals to sine inverse of 0.5578. And that will give us equals to 35.29 degrees. 35.29 degrees. So with this now, we can solve any question on bearing. First thing that comes to your mind is to draw a proper diagram. If you can draw a proper diagram in bearing, and if you understand your sine rule and cosine rule very well, then you'll be able to solve any questions on bearing. You have to understand sine rule and cosine rule very well. That will help you to be able to solve any question on bearing. If you want me to make a video on sine rule and cosine rule, you can go to the comment section and put it there. So when I see comments like that, I will make videos on sine rule and cosine rule. So that was the question on bearing. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something from this video. See you in my next video. Have a wonderful day.